Yo, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Silent Punt Podcast with your host, Travis and Henny. Travis, how you doing,
I
man?
have my best hat. I have my best hat on for the call tonight.
Yeah, you need a new one of those. That looks like a coaching hat with all the sweat.
Oh my God, yes, bad. This is falling in the lake. It's like weathered. It's perfect. You'd pay extra for this on a weird website. Speaking of weird websites,
Yeah. Travis likes to be on weird websites. All right, this week's helmet sticker. We have not described what our sticker and gasser thing is in the last month or so.
oh,
So for any of our new people, we're football humans. So when you do good things on a football team, you get a sticker on your helmet. So we give out one of those every week. When you do bad things on a football team, you got to run gassers. They used to call them suicides back in the day. Not kosher anymore.
no, we can't do that.
We give out one of those every week. And also, if you're watching on one of the 19 platforms that people watch or listen to shit to anymore, rate, review, subscribe, follow, do
Oh,
something that tells other human beings you listen to this.
there you go. We're gonna definitely crank up the controversial shit. I've been drinking for a while, so in an effort to try to up the algorithm that people watch shit. So
So I told Travis a minute ago that I had downloaded a bleep for when I edit these things. What I did not tell him is it usually takes me a good 2 to 3 weeks to learn a video skill. So
I'll keep it to
be a little careful this
yeah.
week.
All right, good.
All right, my sticker goes to Jimmy Sexton. Do you know that name?
No.
He is the agent to the college football coaching stars.
Oh, like the big guy, who's the big guy in baseball?
Well,
Oh,
back in the day, it used to be Lee Steinberg, but he's a whole story.
no, it's a guy that signs all
Mm,
he signs Soto's
Scott
contract.
Boras.
Yeah, Boris. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
he's the
the,
Scott Boris of college football coaches.
he's Scott Boras on drugs.
Wow. Okay, tell me
Yeah.
more.
He's like the only one for the big guys. So he has all these athletic directors bidding against themselves because he knows everybody and what they want
Yeah, exactly.
and
Wow, this is
where they're
great.
going and whatnot.
Because one of the craziest things to me is these guys Kelly just got fired this week, right?
Yep.
So how many more years is he going to get paid for doing nothing? Do you know
Hmm.
that?
I don't know the answer to the number of years. It's 54 million, I believe.
Just to go home.
Right.
Wow. Awesome. Okay. So yeah,
Except for the one thing is he will not just go home because none of these people just go home. They have to stay in the limelight light and
yeah, because then you got to like spend time with your family and
right.
do
He's
other.
also imminently hireable, just like James Franklin. Like they're gonna get really good jobs because they're good coaches. Just because your alum base is moronic doesn't mean you're not a good football coach.
Good
And I don't
job.
like either of those people. I'm just saying.
Yeah, where's Franklin going after this? Where's he going?
Oh, he will have a job by New Year's.
Okay, you heard it here first. Keep going.
Not here first. Anyway, Jimmy Sexton's getting the sticker. He, arguably could be a gasser, but because he's getting college football coaches paid. So, kudos to him. He may be ruining the game. That's maybe for another week, but he's getting people paid.
Well, here's my problem with employees of large um, uh, sport teams. Now with how college football is, that those are large sport organizations. If you can afford to pay someone that amount of money, I'm not feeling too bad for you. I don't. When's the last college Division I program that went bankrupt? When's the last professional football team that went bankrupt? So I don't feel.
Well, I will say most of the Division I football programs are not making money. And also most of the Division I football programs are not, and the universities writ large are not footing the bill for that. It's,
The
and
big
I've had some very interesting discussions recently with Wisconsin Badger fans about this, but it is not the university footing that bill. It is bigwigs and alums.
maybe they're going bankrupt. I don't know, but I think the car dealerships are doing pretty well these days. But uh, yeah, that's fascinating to me that there's like just that much money that you can eat that kind of a contract. So, but he
Well,
gets
I heard
he gets it, right?
so somebody today was talking about it, and this was a good analogy. Like, peop lots of people don't have billionaire money where they can go buy a professional sports franchise. But there's lots of these alums out there that are worth 10 million, 30 million, 100 million, and they can stick their nose into a program and give you a million here or a million there to get a quarterback or whatever. And then all of a sudden, they're at the table to make decisions about all of this stuff.
Hey, I had a conversation with the Ithaca alum about trying to give a local kid here some money to go play quarterback at Ithaca. It wasn't the kind of numbers that you were just discussing, but we talked about it.
You know what's really funny?
What?
Uh, so this weekend we were at my wife's alma mater, and long story short, she, and I'm supposed to say we, donated money for something there. And on the ride home, we're talking about it, and I'm like, well, I think I should come up with an NIL deal for an Ithaca quarterback.
Yeah, you can. So,
Yeah, that's first of all, she started laughing at me, but I'm
yeah.
like, no, that's legal. We can literally do that. Uh,
Well,
Now,
maybe
how
not.
stupid it was is a
Oh,
whole other
yes. Yeah.
discussion. Um, but all right, off of college football, you have the gasser this week.
Gasser. Oh, what was my gasser this week? Oh, yes, GLP-1s. So Henny
No,
is
not
gasser.
that.
Yep. So no,
Well,
well,
it could be
it's
that,
okay.
but
So Serena is promoting those. One
what's her last name, Travis?
Williams, That's Serena's
Okay.
like a one, like Michael.
No, it's not. It's
Serena's the
not.
best female athlete of all time.
I know a Serena that coaches at Orange Theory. Like,
No, that's
no,
not the same.
doesn't count.
Anyway, if I said Serena, everybody on this podcast knows what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
she is promoting GLP-1s now. Um, this is like its own podcast, and we've talked about GLP-1s in the past. The biggest issue I have with it is the drop in muscle tissue. You tend to drop a lot of weight, which is great because high weight is associated with lots of metabolic diseases, and there are advantages to that. This is such new technology. It's like I haven't come up with a really great analogy. I'm usually good at analogies, but like imagine like life before the car and after the car. Like the car changed the entire outlook of certainly of our country because of how roads had to be put in and all of that stuff. It's hard to comprehend the change. The internet would be another one, like pre-internet versus now internet. It's just completely changed the world. So we're working on a technology there that will completely change health. So it's hard to navigate that at this point. But Henny has a hard time with Serena, and I didn't talk to him about this, so I'll get his feedback here. You feel like, well, she shouldn't use that as a tool to get her weight where she needs to be after pregnancy. She should just try to work out and hit tennis balls. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
Um, it's a couple things. Number one, she has enough money. So one of my big pet peeves is rich, famous people making money hawking things for no particular reason.
Okay. I'll listen to that. That I do find that interesting. You can never be what? There's two things you can never be. Too
Well, I'm guessing you're going to say rich.
too rich or too skinny. I mean that you can't be too skinny, but that's a common saying. You can never be rich or you can never be too
I've
skinny.
never heard that, and that's
Really?
really, if you're a rational person, that's really dumb because you can absolutely be too rich. Like there are massive problems that come along with that, and you can absolutely be too skinny.
Well, it's the same. I didn't come up with the saying. It's just something that mentions it. But
You're just propagating
could you be too, honey, you could be too rich. At what point income level would you be like too much? Okay, I just gotta, I'm out.
uh, uh, any billionaires are too rich. And I'm not like a hater for capitalism and all that stuff, but like I don't want people paying attention to me and how I spend my money. Like there are just so many things that come with that. And you don't, I think most of the studies that say at a certain level, happiness levels off I'm sure you've read that, and it's usually like 200 grand
$70,000.
or
Well,
something.
it's kind of
It's
changed from
hor
the
it's
first study.
horseshit. I
It's
believe that. But
yeah.
also there is a number there somewhere where it tips the other way.
Well, yeah,
And
there's
I
tons of
believe
people.
$1 billion is probably around the area of it.
Yeah, I'm a business owner. I believe no one needs $1 billion. No one individual needs $1 billion. First of all, you can't spend it. Second of all, that money could be used for better things. And third, it's like the downfall of society. Like this disparity between the people that the haves and the have-nots. That's you can research that. That's the downfall of every society that has ever occurred. The Roman Empire, Greek Empire, all that crap. That's a longer podcast. But the bigger that gap gets, the more danger we are in as a society of continuing as the way we are. So you have an issue with her taking the money to promote the product. What are the other issues that you have with her doing it?
Well, she's lying, so that would be number two. She's if she took it and she didn't need it. She's like the top 0.001% of athletes that have ever walked the earth. She did not need to take it. She knows what work is. She knows how to affect her body. And I just think it's bullshit.
All right. Well, so I will say there are some metabolic diseases that no matter how much you work out and how you play around with macronutrients, that sometimes there's a chemistry issue that occurs, especially in females,
Right.
that is not like as straightforward as it might seem. I will say that. But
Well, we're both living in the perimenopausal
oh yeah,
world.
I'm right in the friggin' highway right now. So, yeah, so it's not. I understand your points. She might absolutely be faking it. I don't know. She might be just kind of taking it, and you can take the side effects are kind of not great. So depending, some people have really nasty side effects. Some people it doesn't affect them at all, as is every medication. But I had not considered that as a theory, that it might not be something that she actually needs, that maybe she's not even using it effectively, but she does promote it for the nice big fat check that is accompanied with that. I'll tell you that my wife has taken those. Depending on your health insurance, out of pocket is somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 a month. So there's a lot of money to be made in that medication. So that does make it interesting. It'd be like its own podcast. We got to get moving here, dude. Like
Yeah,
we're already on.
I know.
Okay.
Sorry, but I had that discussion with a friend recently, and the out of pocket came up, and he's paying $10 in copay because it's covered, and that's, like you said, a whole other thing. We're going to go to topic one, though. How many children do you have? This is not the topic, but
Four.
just to remind our listeners,
I have four. I have four.
you have four kids. I was speaking with someone this weekend that has five kids that I have not seen in a long time, and all five children were born when I knew him previously, and so we were connecting. And his oldest, I knew very well, so I initially started the conversation asking about the oldest.
Hmm.
I knew them all, but I asked about the oldest, which we talked about, and then he brought up the next one, she talked about, and then the third one got like a sentence or two. And then four and five were like, yeah, the other two live around here somewhere. Uh, so you have four kids, you meet with somebody, or you just, somebody asks about your kids. Who do you talk about first?
Okay, so this is funny because I just spent 5 days with some other guys that I own a couple of companies with, and they all have a bunch of kids. It's funny. I have one friend who has four kids that are really close to the ages of my kids. Another guy that was there has five kids. Um, Another guy there has two. Another guy there has two, and another guy there has two. So. If someone says, "How are your kids doing?" Which one do I talk about first? Is that the question?
Yes.
Interesting. I mean, those guys will ask specifically because they know me really well and they know what my kids are
Okay.
doing.
So they're going to ask specifically about one to start with. Then where's it go?
Yeah, like the I don't even say that much about my fourth kid. This is I don't know, terrible. You can crush me in the comments or whatever, but it's like I don't know, he's kind of raising himself. Like if he becomes an astronaut or he becomes a felon, I really can't take credit for either one. So it's like, yeah, he's kind of doing it on his own. Um, I mean, that's just the nature of a large family. You talk to anybody who is the
Yep. One
third,
of them.
fourth, fifth kid, it's just kind of like, yeah, I just kind of had to figure it out on my own. And usually they're the most resourceful and the fastest. When they've looked at Olympic sprinters, right? Have we talked about this?
Nope.
Look at all the great American, I have not looked at international, all the great American 100-yard sprinters, they were all the last of like three, four, five, six kids. Because when you have four kids, so Henny doesn't know about this, that last kid is like they're the fastest like to walk, crawl, run, whatever, because they're trying to keep up with everybody else. So yeah, it's one of my favorite like anomalies, like weird facts is like go in the Olympics this year. Please prove me wrong. Or like when the no, we have Winter Olympics, whatever. And the next Olympics that comes around, or even the next like World Championships. If you watch track, I love track. Track's freaking awesome. So if you watch the next World Championships, please look into the bios of those people. They're always the 100-yard sprinters are always the fourth of fifth or fifth of fifth kids.
You did a very man thing, which is like you just deflected the question and answered what you wanted to answer.
No, I did it. I did it. I did a very our our king in
It was
chief.
tremendous.
It's tremendous.
Nobody's seen it before. And
Yeah, so we were there, and I said, "Hey, how are the kids doing?" And I said, "So I got to tell you about my new car. I got a brand new car." No, you would typically gravitate to the older one. Yeah, the ones that are in college. So it's like, oh yeah, Macy's doing this and Kay's doing that. And I would, if you were to poll my friends, and you said, "Hey, tell me about Harrison," and would they be able to identify that I have a child named Harrison? Would they tell you anything about Harrison? No, they wouldn't.
that's fair. The only argument for the discussion I had is they're all adults and it still happened. But moving on, topic two, you dropped this a few weeks ago, dreams and evolution. You said there was something about that.
Well, anything that happens
Yeah.
regularly or repetitively is you evolve to do that. So it's fascinating to me. It's like, well, how do we evolve to dream? We talked about dreams are like a sign of intelligence, but also dreams are a long time ago, it was a way to rehearse for situations that would happen in the real world. So back when we were fighting off saber-toothed tigers and all that stuff, I mean, I wasn't there, but what I know of evolution is you would have dreams about saber-toothed tigers chasing you so that it would be kind of a practice round
Mm.
of what you're going to do. That might seem odd to us now because, what you have to understand is like the last 100 years of technological advances like evolution does not catch up that quickly. It takes thousands of years for the human body to evolve. So everything is kind of thrown off. So the dreams that we have now don't serve that same purpose, but that is the history of dreams. So what's the best dream you've had recently, Henny?
Well, that's not the question I want to answer. Why are my dreams so stupid then? Like, shouldn't they be something? Yeah, I understand that they haven't evolved to whatever, but they're so completely arbitrary. Like, was the saber-toothed tiger 2 million years ago having coffee with the caveman, and it was that arbitrary then?
No, but you have dreams about your situations in current life right now. Like the cavemen from before would have dreams about situations that they experience in their daily life for the most part. So you have situations about, I mean, a common one is like, oh, I go to work and I forgot to wear pants. Like, what would I do in that situation, and how do I kind of prepare for that? Although that's a bit silly.
Okay, why do I have a dream? I haven't had it in a long time, but I've had it,
Recurring dream.
yes,
Ooh,
which is not unique because I've Googled it,
yeah.
but where my teeth are falling out.
It prepares you for a time when your teeth will actually fall out.
Yeah,
What
it's
you have to do.
that's not a
It's the
thing.
exact explanation of what I just said.
No, it's
Dreams,
not.
dreams prepare people for real
For
life.
when your teeth fall out
Yeah, yeah.
arbitrarily in the middle of family dinner.
You can't take it literally. You have to like eventually. I'm older, my teeth are falling
Oh yeah,
out.
because caveman Henny did not take things literally.
Well, you didn't grow up in caveman any times, but yes, that's part of evolution.
That shit is
Agree to
wrong.
disagree. Move on.
Political discourse 101. All right, topic three, referees.
Okay. Do you know any high level referees?
No is a like I yes, I guess.
Okay. It's a client of mine that is a Big Ten referee. He's a PT, and on the weekends, he's a Big Ten referee. Do you know the divorce rate of Division One referees?
It's probably slightly less than college football coaches.
95%. I don't know where he got this number from, but that's what he told me. It's a like if
Oh, that's what he told me. I'm not qualifying it, but I've been
um
told.
yeah. So but it's a ton of work because you have to if it's a Saturday game, you show up on Thursday, you've got to watch endless tape on these teams. You know these teams better than probably the other coaches on the other side. It's a ton of work and you show up to the game and you're asked to make calls on things that you see in real time. What you idiots watch on TV is a slow motion things happening. Please go watch that in real time and tell me if you would do a better job. You would not. I think they do a phenomenal job. And now we have assistants to make sure that if anything egregious happens, like by some a 250-pound linebacker that you were trying to avoid and like turn out of the way of, and you didn't get the like perfect angle that the 17 effing cameras in the field got, like there's assistants for that. They do an incredible job. It's amazing the job that they do.
I concur globally. Um, I have a buddy that refs high school and college, Gary. Thanks for watching.
Watching.
Um, I was supposed to write a piece this past week about a game he was reffing, um, but not him, but his white hat. That's what coaches call the main guy because they're not all referees.
Right,
The
just
white
umpire.
hat is the ref. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, he put the kibosh on that, so I didn't get to do that. And I
cool.
just found it very apropos that the ref spent 20 some years screwing me as a football coach, and now I'm trying to be a writer and doing things, and they continue to screw me.
It's pretty funny. I find it hilarious going to like a professional sporting event or watching or any sporting event, even like a youth sporting event, and you leave the field and no one likes it. Like both sides end up hating the ref, which to me is like hilarious. So it's not just you that's getting screwed. It was also everybody else that you were playing against was also getting screwed. So.
Well, that's why I brought it up because it's the yin and the yang. Like I, you don't have a game without an opponent that you dislike. You don't have a game without refs that do the job. And refereeing is, particularly in football, one of the most unforgiving jobs you can have. Like it's the long snapper, it's the holder, it's the guy that nobody pays attention to until he screws up. And I have a massive appreciation for the people that do those jobs. Also, very randomly, this weekend, I was at lunch with my wife and daughter, and one of our former players was at the table right next to us. He doesn't live here anymore. He just happened to be in town for a family thing. Um, but he is refereeing now.
No way.
Yeah. And I'm like, we had this whole discussion. I'm like, that's awesome. And if my life was different, I might choose to do it just because of the fact that there's not enough people that do it. Like without referees, you don't have games. And you see all of these things on social media of the people that are assholes to referees in a little league game, and the ref's just like, okay, fine, I'm gone.
I don't know who signs up for that job. My kid did it because she's always wanted extra money and she's not afraid of work. She went through her entire high school. She worked 40 hours a week at McDonald's and did cyber school at home. And so she's like, refereeing, like, how much you make for that? And she was like, oh, $40 a game? Like, sign me up. So she goes and she gets coached by a good friend of ours who's a collegiate, Division I collegiate girls field hockey and girls lacrosse referee. She's awesome. And she's like, all right, come on, just come do these games. This would be awesome. You go to a tournament, $40 a game, boom, 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 boom. You freaking clean up. She ref like 3 games. And when you start out with refing, you start out with the little kids. Like you start out when you're a
Yeah.
16-year-old kid. She ref 2 games. She said, I'm out. This is the most ridiculous job I've ever seen in my entire life. And it is so dumb. And I couldn't agree with her more. Now, I will tell you that just like any profession, there's going to be really good refs. There's going to be people in the middle of the road, and there's going to be people that here, I came here and I signed up for the paycheck because no one else would do this friggin' job. So I had a ref, this last story because this podcast is getting long. I coached my kid up through freshman year and all his buddies in soccer. So we had a play at the end of the half, and my kid got trashed, and he stayed up and then put a shot on goal. He clearly got fouled, and like the ref didn't call it. I run up to the ref at halftime. I was like, "You gotta explain that to me." And I never yell. I don't yell at anybody. I don't yell at my kids. I don't yell at. I don't. I said, "Hey, you gotta explain this to me because that was clearly a foul." And the ref said, "Well, he didn't really sell it that much." So, so
What?
we're trying to get this out of the game where like people are
Oh,
diving and
God.
selling crap. And he's like, if he'd have fell down, I would have called it. So, next topic.
That's horrible. I will save my horrible referee stories and go for last topic, Penn State and their next football hire.
So I am I watch way too much sports to begin with. You can ask my wife. College football, I'm kind of out on, but I actually have heard rumors about this. So do you know who one of the biggest Penn State um, alumni financial supporters are?
No.
So it's the owner of the Buffalo Bills.
Ugh.
So Pagula is the owner of the Buffalo Bills, and Joe Brady, is their offensive coordinator. And so I've heard that he can basically get him that job if he wants to. I don't know why you would give up your offensive coordinator. I gotta tell you, I'm not very happy with Joe Brady right now, so I wouldn't be too upset if he left. But that's one person, ironically, in some weird circles of social media crap I get sucked into, that he might be up for that job. So that's my input. What's your thoughts?
Well, I have multiple thoughts on that. Number one is Joe Brady is a tremendous offensive coordinator, and if you don't like him, it's your Bills fandom and your disappointment seeping in, and you just need to deal with it.
Okay.
Number two is aside from him being the offensive coordinator at LSU when they won a national championship and were the best offense ever in college, I don't know what his background is college-wise or pro. I know he's very young, so running a program, recruiting, NIL, all that stuff, I can't comment on for him, but he's a very good coach. So
You know what helps you be a very good coach?
good players. Yeah.
So
Tell that to Wisconsin fans. Um, so I got three names for you. Two that I've heard in the media, one that if you want to go viral in 3 months, if this happens, we would literally be the first people that would say this. Um, People have mentioned Matt Rule at Nebraska,
huh.
which I think is terrible. Like he's a great football coach and has turned lots of things around, um, but he's never taken anything to the next level. And if you're going to fire a guy like James Franklin, who I don't love, you need to hire somebody that's done it, I think. Um, Speaking of done it, the second name that I've heard just in the last 24 hours is Urban Meyer.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, he's washed. He's as washed as Belichick and his whatever 2-5 North Carolina team.
I
Syracuse is going to
mean,
beat them this week. I'm telling you right now. Can we get that in the $100?
what did you say?
Syracuse is going to beat North Carolina this weekend. So,
Oh, I wouldn't bet that game for anything. I wouldn't be shocked if any team won. All right, so that was the second one. The third one, do you know who Casey Keeler is?
nope.
So Casey Keeler played at Delaware, who is now a FBS program. I'm not sure if you are aware of that. That's 1A for old heads like us,
Yeah, Joe Flacco.
right? Um, Started at D3 Rowan, which was Glassboro State for really old people,
Oh, yeah.
um, and has moved up to the ranks. He's now the head coach at Temple. Do you know how many national championship games Casey Keeler has coached in?
No.
Nine.
What?
Nine national championship games.
How old is he?
Well, so that's the rub. He's like 66,
Yeah.
but I will say Signetti at Indiana, you know what's going on in Indiana right now, right?
Yeah, they're great.
They're great. He's 62, and Signetti looks like 72 compared to Keeler's 66. Like Keeler's like borderline Hollywood type looking dude. He looks like maybe he's 52.
I like a good looking head coach.
Yeah, I mean, but like he's won everywhere. Division three, two, one double A,
I Google him.
one. Google him. We will have like 5% of the listeners that understand that. Um, all right, you're from Pennsylvania. Any last bits on the Penn State deal?
All I know is that I'm not a big college football fan, but man, Penn State football is a big deal. Yeah, I'm on the other side of the state, man. Like, but man, everybody that comes into my clinic, I'm telling you, like 2 out of 5 people that come in my clinic went to Penn State. It's like astronomical the amount of people that live in Pennsylvania that go to Penn State, and it's a legit like educational organization. Like it's a very good school, so it's not easy to get into. Knowing like kids that my kids went to school with, so but it's like I mean, if you live in Pennsylvania, you want to go to Penn State, which I find impressive.
There is also, though, you brought this up a few weeks ago, uh, and I've lived in a handful of states in the country, moving around coaching college football, and I've not lived in a state like this. There are those satellite campuses, though, that you can get a degree from Penn State, but you're not really at Penn State.
We have one right here. We have one down the road, Penn State Lehigh Valley. It's like 5 miles from my house. And you say you went to Penn State and graduated. They say Penn State main campus. That's how you designate it. But yeah, I don't. I would guess there's 20 Penn State campuses in the state of Pennsylvania.
That's strange.
Yeah,
Another podcast. All right, we won this past weekend.
sure did. I cleaned up.
We are, for those that don't know, we won $56 this weekend. Do you know what that puts our grand total at?
$4.03.
You're so close.
Oh, damn.
$6.
But you didn't lose money. Yeah. If you're gambling and you're not losing money, you're in the top 5%. I'm telling you right now.
So we went 1-0 in the parlay this weekend, 2-0 in our games, 5-4 overall for the season in parlays, 16-6 picking games.
Wow, we're heating up. I feel a hot week coming on.
Hot week, hot route,
Yeah.
hot route. If you know that movie quote, please tell us.
Do you have t-shirts yet or stickers or anything we can give these people?
If somebody would do anything, I might just do a home visit.
That's like a creepy. Maybe we just get you a t-shirt. Just give us your size and I'll shoot you a t-shirt.
Uh, all right. On that, we're going to take a knee.
All right, hitting the showers.